Not the white kind, just the pow pow kind. Yeah.
Closing your practice.
Oh yeah, close the practice. I got you. I'm on it. I do it every time now, Trav. God.
So awesome.
Off my back. Just kidding.
I didn't know I missed it until you did it again, so thank you too.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. Hi, Christine. Who was that? Did you say something, Cam? I don't know. Drink your coffee.
I did. I said you got 5 more minutes you have to spend with us when you do that, so you don't get out early.
I know. Oh, God, my day really just takes a... Just kidding. Okay. Hi, Christine Weenie. Love you, Pookie. Okay. Should we do the yokes, guys? I think I got my phone set up here in a way that hopefully won't fall. Okay. Everyone, hi, Jill. Welcome. Everybody have music that needs or wants? Yes? Yes? Okay. I'm going to mute you. Play your music, drink your coffee, play with your children, whatever you got to do over there. And let's just go ahead and get started. Make sure you guys can see me. Okay. All right. Deep pow pow. Let's start in a comfortable seat. So, you guys know how I do. Get all your little wiggles out, so any stretches that feel good, maybe not even feel good, just anything that helps you kind of feel into your body. So what feels tight this morning after sleeping all night? What feels open? What feels like it needs a little bit of stretching or movement? So just kind of real quick, taking a little inventory, a quick little inventory of your body. And then eventually find your way into stillness. So sit up nice and tall. Lengthen through your spine, through the back of your neck. Close your eyes. Be intentional with where and how you place your hands. So on your lap is perfectly fine. Maybe palms down for a little more grounding, palms up for a little more openness or receptiveness. Hands can come to your heart, or even one hand to your heart space, one hand to your belly. So just whatever feels most resonant for you this morning. Close your eyes. Start to tune in more to your breath. Start to bring in that extra attention, extra awareness, mindfulness. So just noticing, feeling, and observing. Next time you inhale, fill up as big as you can and hold at the very top. And then once you think you're full, sip in just a little bit more. Exhale, big open mouth sigh, let it go. 2 more times like that. So inhale, fill up. Hold at the top. Again, when you think you're full, just a little bit more, sip it in. And when you're ready, open mouth sigh, let it go. One more time. So biggest inhale of your morning thus far. Hold. Sip in that little bit more. Keep holding. Exhale, sigh it out. Let it go. Seal your lips gently now. And begin to bring in your ujjayi breath. So you guys know, in and out through your nose, gentle constriction in the back of your throat. Breathe bigger, breathe deeper, more expansive, spacious inhales. And longer, stronger exhales all the way to emptiness. So start to create with your breath your own rhythm. Start to feel into the expansion and contraction, the rise and fall of each breath. And then when you feel ready to add some movement, you can start from your seat if you want to, but eventually we'll all come forward onto our hands and our knees and start some intuitive, unstructured movement from there. So no hurry at all, but as you feel ready to make the transition, hands and knees, and just keep your breath moving and flowing as you begin to move in your own way. So just feeling into your body. Since we all have different life experiences every day, and our bodies are all put together in different ways, the only person that knows really exactly how you feel is you. So this is your time to notice that more, to tune into that more. Notice, oh, how do my hips feel? They're really sore because maybe it's because I did this, this, and this yesterday. Oh, how does my back feel? How does my neck feel? Maybe I slept a little weird on it. So you don't necessarily need to figure out every single thing and every single reason why. You don't need to explain it, but you're just noticing. You're just getting curious. You're just becoming more aware of your own body and what's going on inside, whether it's physical, energetic, emotional. So intuitive, unstructured movement, and make it feel good for you. So whether that means moving towards sensation, moving into those stiff, tight places, or maybe it just means sitting back into a child's pose, and that's what feels best for you this morning. So your choice, where you want to go, no right or wrong. And give yourself about 4 or 5 more breaths. Perhaps close your eyes. And just feel from the inside. And then after your 4 or 5 more breaths, you guys, of course, we will find our way into our first downward facing dog. So no hurry at all. Get there in your own time. And then once you are back in your down dog, explore in a similar way. So from the position of down dog, where can you go now? How can you get deeper into your body or bring more awareness in? So maybe it starts with just little pedals with your heels, maybe moving your hips side to side, and then maybe you get even more creative. You can walk your feet out nice and wide, walk your hands out a little bit wider, play with lifting up to your fingertips. So anything that calls to you in your down dog. And for this first one, don't obsess too much over perfect alignment. Just think more of feeling with your body. So whatever feels good. If it feels better to round your spine a little bit more than usual, that's okay. If it feels good to lift one leg up and take a few breaths with one leg stretched up and then the other, go for it. So your expression and your exploration. Big, deep breaths into your down dog. And I'm not going to tell you exactly when, but at some point in your next couple breaths or so, just crawl your hands to the back of your mat so that we will all eventually meet in a forward fold, back of your yoga mat. And once you're there, you guys, no rush, but bring your feet hips width distance apart, all 10 toes face forward, and give yourself a moment to just be in your forward fold. If you want to take ragdoll, grab opposite elbows. If you want to bring your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers. If you want to bring your hands behind your back and interlace your fingers. Maybe you keep your hands on the ground or on a block or a prop of some sort. You can walk your hands to one side and then the other. So notice in your forward fold, where are you holding most of your weight? Make sure you're not back in your heels. So ideally, your heels are very light against the ground. They're still down on the ground, but you feel like you could lift them up really easily if you wanted to. And then even if you have a great big bend in your knees, that's just fine. But everybody think of lifting your belly button and your butt, your sit bones, up towards the sky as you reach the crown of your head towards the ground. And if you're somebody who kind of automatically rolls onto the outer edges of your feet, notice that. Press into the inner edges as well. If you're somebody who rolls into the inner edges, notice that. Press into the outer edges as well. So you're just noticing your imbalances, bringing in a deeper awareness. Take one more round in your forward fold. Next time you inhale, find your halfway lift. And then bring your hands to your hips. And from your halfway lift, unhinge, rise all the way up to stand. So heart leads. Now take your arms to the sky. So pause for a moment, just reaching your arms up. If you want to walk your feet in a little closer together, bring your big toes to touch, you can. So high mountain pose. Notice here if your ribs are coming forward and your belly is letting go. So think of drawing your ribs in, knitting them together, and then toning through your low belly, keeping a nice neutral pelvis. So bringing some extra awareness just into this basic posture. There's actually a lot we can notice. Take one more inhale. See if you can reach a little bit higher without letting go through your belly. So reach through your side bodies. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. All right, flow with your breath. Inhale, high mountain, arms to the sky. Exhale, lead with your heart. Take a slow swan dive down. So slowly, no rush, and then relax your neck at the bottom. Halfway lift with your inhalation. So lengthen, create lots of space. Exhale, bow, refold. Now press into your feet. Lead with your heart. Come through your halfway lift all the way up to stand. Reach up, breathe in. Exhale, hands to heart center. And let's do one more round just like that. Inhale, arms to the sky. Awareness in your high mountain. So even if you take a little back bend, stay connected to your center. Exhale takes you down. Slowly follow your breath. Neck relaxes at the bottom. Halfway lift with your inhale. And exhale, let it go. From the press of your feet, let's take it up. Heart leads. Inhale, arms to the sky. Big full body stretch. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right. Inhale, take your arms up. And then exhale, just a little cactus, a little baby back bend. So cactus your arms, lift your heart. Keep your low abdominal strong as you press your hips gently forward. Inhale, re-extend and realign. So just like we did a moment ago, find that length, neutral pelvis, tone through your belly. Exhale takes you down. Slowly ride your breath. With your inhalation, spinal extension, halfway lift. And then as you exhale, plant your hands and crawl your hands to the top of your mat until you find yourself in a plank position. So from your plank pose, listen, right hand is your base, roll onto the baby toe edge of your right foot, and bring your left arm to the sky. Reach your left arm up. So hips really high. Take your left arm forward and lengthen through your left side body. Maybe float your left leg up. About 2 more breaths. So really feel into your right side abdominals, those oblique muscles. Use them to lift and then soften around the pose. Soften your face. Take one more inhale. Exhale, slow control transition straight to the other side. So left hand down, roll onto the baby toe edge of your left foot. Right arm to the sky. Hips high. So imagine a rainbow shape with your body. Reach your right arm forward. Maybe float your right leg up. As you do so, lift your hips even higher. Make sure your breath is right there with you. Soften around the pose. Take one more inhale. Now exhale, plank position. Lower down to your forearms, forearm plank. So elbows under your shoulders, palms face down, forearms are parallel. Press the ground away with the belly of your forearms and don't let your elbows drift apart. Back of your neck is long, belly is strong, draw navel to spine. Take one more inhale here. Now listen, exhale, dolphin. So crawl your toes in, lift your hips up. Don't let your elbows drift apart. Keep your neck relaxed. Keep pushing into the ground with the belly of your forearms. Imagine you've got a rope attached to your belly button, pulling up towards the ceiling, up towards the sky. Hug in with your upper arms. Take about 3 more breaths. So let that heat build in your shoulders. Try to press your chest, your heart back. Lift your hips higher. Maybe walk your toes just a tiny bit closer. Take one more full round of breath. Press down through your forearms. End of your exhalation. Release your knees to the ground. Sit back into child's embryo or puppy pose. Also hero's seated meditation if you'd like. I know you like that one, Cam. So feel free. Just give yourself a moment to rest. Breathe into your shoulders. Let them soften. Slow down your breath. All right, then rise up to hands and knees. Step your feet to the back of your mat, plank position. Take an inhale at the top of your push-up. Exhale, slowly lower to your belly. Bring your hands out wide, lift to your fingertips, Spiderman Cobra. So elbows face straight up towards the sky. Now, keep your left leg straight, bend your right knee, and roll onto the outside of your left hip. Reach your right toes towards the ground behind you. See if you can let your left shoulder dip towards the ground a little bit more. Feel the stretch in the front of your left shoulder. Maybe reach your right toes up towards your left hand. Take one more breath. So your right leg, think of it as a scorpion tail. End of your exhale. Let's bring it back through center and just switch to the other side. So right leg straightens, left knee bends, roll onto the outside of your right hip, and reach your left toes towards the ground behind you like that scorpion tail. Let your right shoulder move closer to the earth. So you can kind of take this as deep or keep it as shallow as feels right for you today. Breathe into it, soften around it. Take one more round. And then end of your exhale, let it go. Come back to center and lower down. One more back bend variation, your choice. So baby cobra, full cobra, sphinx, up dog. You can give yourself a couple breaths or so. And then just tabletop, just hands and knees. All right, so from hands and knees, spread your fingers really wide, grip the ground with the pads of your fingertips, and push the ground away with your hands. Draw your belly button in and up, lengthen through the back of your neck. Next time you breathe in, take your right arm forward and your left leg back. Keep gazing down at the ground. So think one strong, straight, powerful line from your hand back to your foot. Your right fingertips are reaching forward with your thumb facing up, palm facing in. So like you're going to shake somebody's hand. And then press back with your left foot. Get your left leg as straight as you can. Feel the front of your left thigh fire. Take one more big inhale. Pull yourself in opposite directions. Exhale, slow motion, elbow to knee. So round your spine, even your mid-back. Hollow out your belly. Inhale, re-extend. Nice and long. Exhale again, elbow to knee. So moving in slow motion. Keep your left arm engaged, so make sure you're not sinking into your left elbow or wrist. Inhale, re-extend. One more time, like you're moving through honey, elbow to knee. Draw your belly button in and up. See if you can round even more. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, half bow variation. So reach your right arm back, bend your left knee, heel towards your glute, lift your heart, gaze forward. This might be where you stay, or if it's available, grab hold of your foot, kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot, Hug in with your inner thighs. So that hugging in is the key. That's going to keep you out of your low back and keep your low abdominals slightly toned. Lift through your heart. Breathe into your front body. Expand into your front body. Take a couple more rounds, couple more breaths. Kick foot into hand. Pull a hand back into foot. End of your next exhale, slowly release. Inhale to re-extend, lengthen out. Exhale, let it go, lower down. All right, from your hands and your knees, now extend your right leg straight out to the right with your toes facing directly forward. So if I'm facing towards you, it looks like this. Right leg out to the right, toes face forward like you're in a half wide-legged straddle position. Inhale, left arm out to the left, all the way up to the sky. So big inhale, open up. And then exhale, thread your left arm through. Reach as far as you can and then come down to rest on the outside of your shoulder, outside of your head. If it's available to you, you're welcome to wrap your peace fingers around your right big toe. You're welcome to take your right arm behind your back. So any variation you want to take, please feel free. You've got about 4 or 5 deep breaths. So big, spacious inhales, long, strong exhales all the way to the very bottom, all the way to emptiness. You can kind of play around a little bit or explore a little bit what happens when you push your hips back. What happens when you rock just slightly forward? What happens when you turn your heart up towards the sky or more down towards the ground? So just stay curious all the time, beginner's mind. Notice, feel, and observe. So yes, I am your teacher. I'm guiding you through your practice, but you're the one that has to notice those little things inside your body. You're the only one who can feel it. So stay curious, keep exploring, use your breath. If you happen to have your right hand lifted, slowly return your right palm to the ground. And then next time you breathe in, unthread your left arm, reach it all the way up to the sky. Might even feel good to take a big circle with your left arm or take an extra breath and see if you can reach higher. Set your left hand back down. And then pick up your right foot, swing your right leg all the way over so your right toes come off the left side of your mat. Right toes off the left side of your mat, and then gaze back over your left shoulder. Try not to look back just with your neck or your eyeballs, but think of turning your body, lengthening your right side and shortening your left. Draw your belly button in and up and push down with both hands. Take one more big, deep, full body breath. And then let's bring it back to center, regular hands and knees. Take it back, downward facing dog. So this time in your down dog, do give just a little more attention to your alignment. Feel into it, space in your shoulders, broadness through your shoulders. Really pushing down through your hands, lifting up through your sit bones. That invisible rope pulls up on your belly button. Notice your feet. Do you tend to rock onto the outer edge? Do you tend to rock into the inner edge? Can you keep it nice and even? So notice those imbalances. Take one more inhale into your down dog. Exhale, gaze to the top of your mat. Step, tiptoe, or hop, forward fold. Once you have arrived, inhale to your halfway lift, spinal extension. And exhale, let it go. Root through your feet. And let's take it all the way up to stand. Inhale, stretch your arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart center. All right. Inhale, arms reach up. Now, pause here. Right foot is your base, float your left knee up, standing staff. Flex your left toes, find your balance, and then we're gonna move into our standing hip opener, our figure 4. So outer left ankle, top of your right thigh, sit back into a one-legged chair. So both hips, both butt cheeks reach back, weight is mostly in your heel as you sit your butt back. Keep a little lift in your heart. You can stay here, breathe, and just be, or feel free to explore a little more. Maybe swing your arms back like a chair plane. Maybe bring your fingertips to the ground, forward fold, arm balance. If it's in your practice and you want to go there, you're welcome to. Take about 3 more rounds. Slow, deep breaths. Let them move all the way down into your left hip. Keep your left toes flexed and active. Take 1 more round where you are at. We're going to meet back in our standing staff. So very slowly, try not to set your left foot down. Come back up, reach your arms up, lift your left knee up. If you want to, you can extend your left leg forward for an extra challenge. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale, listen, warrior 3. So hinge at your hips. Reach your left foot back like you want to stomp it on an invisible wall. And then as you reach your left foot back, your arms reach forward. So long, strong, powerful line of energy. Take 1 more full round of breath, your fullest expression. So lots of length, hips square, get all the rounding out of your back, end of your exhale, low lunge. So bring your fingertips to the ground, left toes to the back of your mat, soft landing. All right, so take a moment to adjust your stance if you need to, get your feet the way you like them. And then next time you inhale, just let your hips move closer to the ground. Lift your heart and gaze forward. If you want to use blocks under your hands, if you have them at home, please feel free. As you exhale, straighten your front leg, draw your belly button in and up, move your forehead towards your front shin. We're going to go back and forth a couple more times. So inhale, let your hips come forward and down, heart lifts. Exhale, straighten your front leg, forehead towards your shin. Try to keep your hips as square as possible. Move with your breath. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, takes you back. Empty out. So not rushing through. Keep your back leg strong. You're still on the ball of your back foot. 1 last round. Exhale to your extended pyramid. So forehead to shin, navel to spine. This time, inhale, come forward to your low lunge. Bring your hands to the inside of your right foot. Bring your back knee gently to the ground. Walk your right foot out to the width of your mat, or sometimes I even like to walk my right foot off of the right side of my mat, and then walk your right foot forward an inch or 2. Now, you guys know, without leaning over to the left and letting the pose just collapse, see if you can lower your heart closer to the ground. So let your weight move to the right. You can spin your right toes out to the right. You can roll onto the baby toe edge of your right foot if you want. So your variation, your edge, and then just soften there. Breathe there. Slow, steady breaths. Exhale out your mouth at any time. Good work. Take about 3 more. Breathe all the way down into your belly, into your hips. Exhale all the way to emptiness. Now listen, end of your next exhale, rise back up to your hands. Walk your right foot back to midline so you're framing it. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, so back to your low lunge. And then just pyramid pose, step your back foot forward about 1 foot to 2 feet. It depends how long your legs are. I like my feet on 2 train tracks with all 10 toes facing forward. Traditionally, feet are on a balance beam with about a 30-degree angle in your back foot, or 45 degrees. So up to you, whatever feels best. The intention is to get your hips nice and square. Inhale, halfway lift, bring your hands to your hips. And then exhale, unhinge at your hips and rise all the way up to stand. Take just a moment Check in. Make sure that your hips are straight across from one another. So if you need to adjust at all, adjust. You can even move your feet around if necessary. Next time you breathe in, take your arms to the sky. Reach. Exhale, little baby back bend. So cactus your arms. Lift your heart. Keep your hips square. So keep pulling right hip back. Moving left hip forward. Inhale. Re-extend your arms to the sky. Exhale like an airplane pose. Arms swing back. Hinge at your hips. Bring your spine pretty much parallel to the ground, but think little baby cobra in your heart, so little lift of your heart, your chest. Now, while you're here, see if you can reach your right butt cheek further back, and then move your left hip forward just a little more. Take one more inhale. Lead with your heart. Exhale, dive down. So think of reaching your heart past your right knee. Then when you've gone as far as you can go, fingertips to the ground, neck can relax, upper back can round. Forehead towards your shin, navel towards your spine. So each exhale, that's your invitation to dive a little deeper, to fold a little further. Try to get your left ribs level with your right ribs. So there's a little tiny micro twist involved here. Take about 2 or 3 more rounds, not just tuning out and hanging out, but tuning in. Use your breath to go deeper, to get more out of the pose. Awesome job, you guys. Take one last round. End of your exhalation. So all the way to emptiness, fold as far as you can, and then we'll move into standing splits. So right foot roots, left leg floats up. One-legged forward fold, your neck can relax, your head can hang. Actively reach up through your left toes, lift from your center, from your belly button. Take one more inhale, so we're not gonna hold this super long, maybe lift a little higher. Exhale, left knee to your nose, so curl in, just kind of resetting through your spine, hollow out. Now, inhale, extend your left leg back up, and as you exhale, low lunge again, so step your left foot all the way to the back of your mat. Inhale, 3-legged down dog, right leg to the sky. Now, open your right hip, bend your right knee. So right hip stacks on top of left, right foot is flexed and active. Right butt cheek, your outer right butt cheek specifically, is squeezing. Take one more in-breath here. Stay here or exhale to flip your dog. Right tiptoes come down behind you. Right arm lifts and reaches forward. So reach your heart forward. Press your hips up. Breathe down into your belly. One more round in your back bend. End of your exhalation, everybody. Regular downward facing dog. So both feet on the ground. Walk it out for a moment. Inhale, come forward to your plank pose with awareness, with intention, high plank. Exhale, slowly lower, strong arms, strong belly. Back bend of your choice as you breathe in. You can take 2 or 3 breaths if you want, kind of move around, gaze side to side. And then when you're ready, hands and knees, tabletop position. If you're feeling your wrists, take a moment and flip your palms up, fingers face towards your knees. Give them a nice little stretch, spread your fingers out wide. And then find your way into that strong and sturdy tabletop. So fingers spread and grip the ground. Push down with your hands. Draw your belly button up. Lengthen the back of your neck. Left arm forward and right leg back this time for your spinal balance. So long, strong, straight line. Not a smiley face shape, strong, straight line. So like you're going to shake somebody's hand with your left hand. Thumb faces up, palm faces in. And then right foot presses back, right leg straight and powerful. So if I were with you and I came and tried to press your right leg down, nothing would happen. It wouldn't move. It's so strong. It's so supported. Take one more big inhale and pull yourself apart. Exhale, elbow to knee. So slow-mo, curl in, hollow out. Inhale, re-extend. Yes, this is a basic move, but if you pay attention, there's a million things to notice. There's a million ways you can adjust. Exhale, elbow to knee. Little tiny adjustments make a huge difference. Inhale, re-extend. And last one, elbow to knee, let it go, or curl in. So you're letting go of that length, hugging into center to midline. Inhale, reach. And then exhale, half bow variation. Bend your right knee, heel towards your butt. Left arm reaches back, heart lifts, gaze forward. Stay here or grab hold of your right foot. Squeeze in with your inner thighs. Lift through your heart, tone through your belly. Back muscles are hugging around your spine, supporting your spine. Really squeeze in with your inner thighs. That connection to center is what will stabilize you and also what will protect your low back. Couple more rounds, fullest expression for you today. Use your breath. Kick foot into hand. Pull hand back into foot. End of your exhale, slowly release and re-extend. So find a neutral spine first. Breathe in. And then exhale, let it go. Hand and knee to the ground. Okie doke. Take your left leg out to the left. So like a half wide-legged straddle. Left toes face directly forward. Next, inhale, right arm out to the right. So I like to lift to my left fingertips. Right arm out to the right, up to the sky. Open up through the right side of your chest. And then with your exhalation, thread your right arm underneath. So like you're trying to reach through and grab hold of your left big toe with your peace fingers. So if you can grab hold and you want to grab hold, go for it. Your expression, about 4 or 5 deep breaths. Breathe into your back body, upper back, mid back, and low back especially. Empty all the way out with each exhale. Good work, my friends. Couple more rounds. If you do have your left hand lifted off the ground, slowly return it back to the earth. And then with your next inhalation, unthread your right arm. Reach it all the way up if you want to. You can circle your right arm or just take an extra breath. Maybe reach a little bit higher. And then right hand comes down, left foot lifts, swing your left leg all the way over, so left tiptoes off the right side of your mat, and then turn and gaze back over your right shoulder. So not just turning with your neck or your head or your eyeballs, turning from your entire upper body, so left side lengthens, right side shortens, draw your belly button in and up. Push down with your hands. Take one more round. End of your exhale. Let it go. Come back to your hands and your knees. And then transition back to your downward facing dog. So take just a moment in your down dog. Strong through your fingers and your hands. Connected to your center. So lifting from your belly button. Broaden through your sit bones. Breathe. Take one more inhale. Exhale. Look forward. Step, tiptoe, or hop. Forward fold. Top of your yoga mat. With your in-breath, spinal extension. Lengthen out. Exhale. Let it go. Press into your feet. Lead with your heart all the way up. Inhale, stretch your arms up, maybe take your gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, inhale, arms to the sky. Float your right knee up into space, standing staff. So left foot roots. You can even imagine roots growing out of the sole of your foot into the ground. So you're rooted down. Hug in with your inner thighs. Flex your right toes. Find your breath. And then as you are ready, figure 4. So outer right ankle, top of your left thigh, and then sit back. Hands to your heart to begin with. More weight in your left heel. And then anywhere you would like to take it, maybe you interlace your fingers behind your back, hinge forward a little bit, get your upper body closer to your lower body. Maybe you turn it into a forward fold or an arm balance or just any type of exploration that will serve you this morning. Big, deep breaths, so stay connected to your breath wherever you go. Send your breath down into your right hip. Keep your right toes flexed and active. So you can feel in your body, how do you get more out of this posture? How do you create more space inside? Start tuning into that, exploring that, being more and more curious for your own self. Take one more round wherever you're at, being there fully. And then slowly, we're going to find our way back up to standing staff. So if possible, don't set your right foot down. And then arms to the sky, right knee lifts. If you want to extend your right leg for just a moment, go for it. Try not to lean back. Take one more big inhale. Slowly, warrior 3. So start to reach your right foot back as you hinge at your hips. And then arms reach forward. If you don't want your arms reaching forward, a little less intensity, you choose your variation. I'm going to go with my hands to the front of my left thigh. So up to you. Press with your back foot, lengthen through your spine. Draw your belly button in and up. Take one more full round of breath, fullest expression. End of your exhale, low lunge. So fingertips down, right toes step back. Inhale. Let your hips move forward and down a little bit as you lift your heart. You can have your hands on blocks if you have some at home. Exhale, straighten your front leg, forehead towards your shin. Draw your right hip forward, pull your left hip back. Inhale, low lunge. Let your hips move towards the ground. It's okay because we're not weight bearing if your front knee comes forward of your ankle. And then exhale, take it back. Inhale, come forward. Maybe your back knee taps down or kisses the ground. And exhale. Straighten your front leg. Empty out, forehead towards your shin. Just one more time. Inhale, low lunge. And exhale. Stretch it out. Empty out. Inhale, come forward to your low lunge. Set your right knee down gently, hands to the inside of your left foot. Walk your left foot out to the width of your mat or even off the edge of your mat, off the left side of your mat. Walk your front foot forward an inch or 2. Now without collapsing the pose, so without leaning over to the right, slowly lower your upper body, your heart towards the ground. You want to push most of your weight over to the left. And slightly forward. If your front knee at this point is forward of your ankle, see if you can move your front foot further forward to keep your knee on top of or behind your ankle. So just so you can get the stretch in your hip. As soon as your knee comes forward of your ankle, you're just using the mobility in your joints. So try to stay in your muscles, try to stay in your left hip, breathe into it, soften around it. Exhale out your mouth anytime. Couple more rounds. Good work, my friends. Last big breath. Rise back up to your hands. Walk your left foot back to center, back to midline, so you're framing it. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Pyramid pose, step your back foot in a little bit. Both feet flat on the ground, both legs as straight as possible. And then again, I like my feet on 2 railroad tracks, all 10 toes face forward. Traditionally, feet are on a balance beam with an angle in your back foot. So whatever feels best for you. I think it feels better in my hips and in my back leg, my knee, my ankle, to just have all 10 toes facing forward. So up to you. Next, inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine, bring your hands to your hips. And then exhale, unhinge at your hips, come all the way up to stand. Take a moment, just check in. Make sure your hips are square. Adjust if you need to, or even if you want to. So just take a moment to bring in extra awareness. Left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale, arms to the sky. Keep pulling left hip back, right hip forward. Squeeze your inner thighs, work your back bend. Exhale, lift your heart, puff up through your chest, open up. Inhale, re-extend. And then like airplane arms or chair plane, arms swing back, hinge at your hips. So spine parallel to the ground, but keep a little baby cobra in your chest, a little lift in your heart. Now work again, pull your left hip back, right hip forward. One more in breath. Lead with your heart. Exhale from your center, work into your fold. Reach your heart past your knee, and when you've gone as far as you can, fingertips to the ground, forehead towards your shin. So when I say reach your heart past your knee, it will not actually happen, but that's what you want to work. That's the action you want to create in order to get the length in your spine, in order to really work the pose from a place of awareness and integrity. So there is no arrival. That's the most beautiful thing in yoga. There's no arrival. Even when you're in the pose, you look like you're doing it perfectly. I promise there is still more you can learn. There is still more to be discovered. So wherever you're at is perfect for you today. Be there, breathe there. Take a couple more rounds. Use your exhales to work your fold. So draw navel to spine. Dive a little deeper. Fold a little further. End of your next exhalation, let's take it into our standing splits. So fingertips down, walk your hands forward, float your right leg to the sky. One-legged forward fold. Left leg, your standing leg, stay strong. Hug in with your left inner thigh. Lift up using the strength in your center. That rope pulls up on your belly button. Take one more inhale. Right leg higher, spread your toes. Exhale, right knee to your nose. So you can bend both knees, curl in, kind of reset through your spine, round. Inhale, extend your right leg high. And then softly, slowly, low lunge, right toe step back. Inhale, three-legged dog. Left leg reaches up. And then open up your left hip, bend your left knee. So stack left hip on top of right, flex through your left toes. Perfect place to stay, or with intention and awareness, flip your dog. So left foot steps down behind you. Left arm reaches forward. Heart reaches forward. Hips lift. Press down through your right hand. Press down through your feet. Take one more round. End of your exhale, regular down dog. So everybody, both feet, both hands on the ground, walk it out. Inhale, rock forward to your high plank position. Lower to your knees if you want to modify. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, heart lifts, back bend of your choice. And just for a moment, take a resting pose. So child's, embryo, hero's, puppy. Breathe down into your low back. Soften your face. Slow down your breath. Downward facing dog. All right, from your down dog, inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog, re-extend. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, or as high as you can get on your arm, maybe add a little push-up. Inhale, three-legged dog. Now listen, exhale, pigeon pose, right shin forward, set your body down gently. So right knee is wider than your right hip towards the outer right edge of your mat. Pull right hip back, left hip forward. So plug your femur bones into the sockets. Once you've gotten that, so that's called the integrity of the posture. You're setting up the strength and the structure. Then bow forward and gently just settle in a little bit more with each breath. Take about 3 to 5 more rounds here. Exhale out your mouth at any time. Soften your face, your jaw, your fingers. Good job, friends. Last couple of breaths, so just let go into the pose. Slowly lift your upper body. And then we're gonna come into a three-legged tabletop. So plant your palms, tuck your back toes under, and start to scoot your back knee forward so your hips lift up. Unthread your right leg, give it a nice little shake out. Maybe take 2 or 3 circles with your right knee, so just circling your knee through space. And then from here, you guys, modified side plank. So extend your right leg back, pivot on your left knee, left foot to the outside of your mat, right arm to the sky, modified side plank. Reach your right arm forward and lengthen through your right side. See if you can really squeeze your outer left butt cheek and press your hips forward. So get any bend, any flexion out of your hips. Stay here or reach back. So bend your right knee, reach back, grab hold of your right foot. Kick foot into hand, pull a hand into foot, rotate your heart to look up. Last couple of breaths. Breathe down into your belly. End of your second exhale, let it go. Come back to hands and knees. Take just a couple circles with your hips, whatever direction you want to go. So all the way around. And then back to downward facing dog. If you want to move through a vinyasa before we go to the other side, go for it. Take one. Otherwise, give yourself just a moment to walk it out. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. So use your core, belly button in and up, hips level with shoulders. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left to left, as high as you can get on your left arm. Maybe add your push-up. Inhale, three-legged dog. And pigeon pose with your exhale. So left shin forward. Left knee wider than your hip. Set your body down. Hugging towards midline. So as you hug in towards midline, left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward. You should feel that deep tone of those lowest abdominals. So it's not like you're squeezing your abs. It's not your six-pack muscles. It's those deeper abdominals that they hold your internal organs in place. They also protect and support your low back. So you want to find that little engagement, just a little tone of your belly. And then you can work into your humble pigeon, or if you're taking another variation, go wherever you need to go this morning, wherever your body wants you to go, and just big deep breaths. No rush with your breath. Slow, steady, spacious. Just allow yourself to be here fully, to be present, to feel into your body what feels good here, what feels tight or uncomfortable here. Simply noticing. About 4 or 5 more rounds. Exhale out your mouth anytime you'd like. So think of that exhale as powerful. So exhaling anything you no longer want to hold. So I know that sounds kind of cliche and trite, but I think there is power in intention and visualization. There is power in energy moving through us. So whatever that means to you, looks like for you, however that resonates for you, just let your breath kind of be a tool in which you can use to allow energy to flow, to allow emotion to move, visualize any stuckness, any tightness, just softening inside of you with your exhales. So it doesn't have to be anything crazy, and you don't even necessarily have to think 100%, oh, I'm exhaling out my anxiety, I'm exhaling out my stress. But maybe just get curious about that, explore that, see what can happen. Like I always say, just drink the Kool-Aid, see what happens, explore. Keep asking questions. Take one more round in your pigeon. And then slowly lift back up. We'll take it into our three-legged tabletop. So plant your hands, tuck your back toes, and start to inch your back knee forward. Eventually unthread your left leg, gently shake it out. Perhaps even take a few circles with your left knee. Everything else stays still. Just working the mobility in your left hip joint. And then eventually from here, we've got one more modified side plank. So pivot on your right knee, left arm to the sky. Your left leg is reaching straight back. Left arm reaches up. And then left arm now reaches forward. So take it forward and stretch your left side. How much length can you create there? Stay here if you want. See if you can press your hips gently forward just a little bit more. If you would like to, take it with me into your half bow. So left knee bends, reach back, grab hold. Rotate your heart to look up. So gaze up and let your heart follow. A couple more rounds. Fullest expression. And end of your exhale, slowly let it go. Hands and knees. Couple circles with your hips, either direction. One last down dog, just to stretch through your legs, to lengthen through your spine. If you want to take one last vinyasa, I think I just might. So feel free, move with your own breath. And then you guys, just one last inhale into your dog pose. Exhale, set your knees down gently. Find your way into a seat, and then eventually all the way down onto your back. So if you want to grab a sweatshirt, put on some socks. If you're in a cold basement like I am, feel free to bundle up. And then, getting so excited for spring, you guys. Once you're down on your back, just hug your knees in and gently rock it out side to side. Keep your right knee hugging in, left leg extends forward and set your left leg on the ground. Supine spinal twist, so scoot your hips over to the right, reach your right arm to the right. So your hips just scoot slightly to the right. It will just help your alignment as you move into your twist. Roll over onto your left side. So see if you can get your right hip stacked on top of your left. And then gaze up or gaze over your right shoulder. And breathe into your belly. Big deep breaths. End of your next exhale, roll back onto your spine, adjust your hips so they're straight down from your shoulders. Hug your right knee up towards your right armpit, hands around the front of your right shin, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze in and up. And half happy baby with your right leg, so sole of your right foot faces the sky. Invisible heavy sandbag on top of your left thigh. And if you have a huge curve in the back of your neck, your chin is tilted up towards the ceiling, bring your left hand behind your head like a little pillow. Try to lengthen through the back of your neck. Take one or two more breaths in your half happy baby. Pull down with your arm, press up through your heel. And then release, right leg out next to left leg. Either give your legs just a gentle shake out or take a full body stretch. And keep your right leg extended now. Draw your left knee in and up. And then supine spinal twist. So scoot your hips over to the left a little. Left arm reaches out to the left, roll over onto your right side. And feel free to adjust your hips, so kind of maneuver your hips around. Left hip stacked directly on top of right. Shoulders square towards the sky. Breathe down into your belly. And just let your body settle more and more with each breath. of your next exhalation, come back to your spine, back to center. So move your hips straight down from your shoulders. Right leg stays extended. Left knee up towards your armpit. Hands around the front of your shins. Squeeze. And then your half happy baby. Sole of your left foot faces the sky. Grab hold. If that's helpful, that modification, bring your right hand behind your head. So you want a neutral spine as much as possible. Your neck is an extension of your spine, so neck is neutral as well. Pull down with your left arm, press up through your left heel, and whenever you're ready, you can turn this into a full happy baby. Rock it out. Explore. Straighten one leg, then the other. And then if there are any more poses, any more stretches, any more movements that you want to take for yourself, give yourself a minute, a few breaths to go there, to move through them. So anything else your body needs or wants. And then as you're ready, you guys, begin your transition into your final relaxation. So any way you want to get there, and if you want to, if you have at home a blanket, a pillow, an eye pillow, anything you want to use to make yourself more comfortable, take a moment to kind of settle in. My reading for you is by Young Pueblo today. It's from his book called Inward. And he uses the pronoun she, but just substitute she, he, they, them, their, whatever you want. He says, "It may have taken a long time, but in the end, it did not matter. After much healing through self-observation, she now had strength, she now had courage, she now had the wisdom to wield her new magic with virtue. No longer did she run from her pain or her troubles. No longer did she allow delusions to capture her mind. No longer did she doubt that the greatest healer she has ever met is her own unconditional love." So for these last few moments, I will stay here with you and I will bring you out of Shavasana. If you would rather just turn off your Zoom and drift off into your own Shavasana, seal your practice for yourself when you're ready, please feel free. I'm not offended if you want to do that. So for these last few moments, just rest, let your breath be effortless, let your body give in, and I will bring you out in just a few. So take this time for yourself. Soak in all the efforts, the energy, all the magic of your practice this morning. Shavasana. breath in. And exhale, let it go. And slowly begin to bring gentle movement back into your body. And as you're ready, roll to either side, fetal position. Take a couple of breaths there, just resting, curling into yourself, breathing into your back body. Use the strength in your arms to guide yourself up into a seat. So right back where we started, sit up nice and tall. Gather your hands to your heart and bow your head to your heart. And take just one moment here to acknowledge yourself for taking time out of your morning to show up on your yoga mat, to turn on your computer, log on to Zoom. I know it's not always easy. You definitely have to motivate yourself. So good job. Acknowledge yourself for that, for making an effort to stay consistent with your practice, to stay in tune with your body, a deeper part of you. I thank you guys so much for letting me guide you. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.
Come here, little roots. Come here, little roots. Come here.
All right, my friends. Ruby has awoken. So, we gotta go get this girl out on a walk or something, huh? All right, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Love you. Mwah, mwah. Thank you for coming.